Hello everyone, and today I will be presenting the 5th tutorial on basic kills, and this will be a major topic. It will be on the Chariot-Horse combination, and it is quite a big topic as compared to the previous bots. The Chariot-Horse combination is one of the most commonly used combinations in Xiangqi. It is very potent and deadly and is able to create many shots in the process of the match. There are several basic attacking formations which are interchangeable, and it is, in my opinion, very relatable to international chess players. The Chariot-Horse combination has also been one of the long-time favorite themes in endgame compositions. So to begin with, I will be introducing the various commonly used chariot-pawn combination attacking formations. Listed here are some of the names which I encourage all viewers to memorize. The first would be the elbow horse, the second would be the pale corner horse, the third would be the angler horse, the fourth would be the tiger silhouette, which is also known as the high angler horse, the fourth would be the octagonal horse, the fifth, the white horse checkmate, and the spring horse attack, and the chariot horse shots. Okay, to begin with, we'll start with the elbow horse. When the horse is at this position, it will be called the elbow horse. So this is a very powerful intersection for the horse to be, because after moving to this spot, it will deliver a check to the enemy king in its original position, and also threaten the chariot if it had not moved. So an elbow horse checkmate would look something like this. If black moved the king, traversed the king, red would move his chariot to check accordingly. The next commonly used attacking technique will be the pale corner horse technique. So if the horse were at this position, it would deliver a check in this manner and force the king to the centroid, and the chariot would finish off the kill. The third attacking technique that is commonly used would be the angler horse technique. If the horse were at this position, it would be called the elbow horse. If it were at this position, it would be called the angler horse. And in this manner, this would be a checkmate, as the king cannot move or the horse would be attacking it. So the horse can cover two intersections of the enemy palace, and this is another very commonly used attacking technique in Xiangqi. The fourth attacking technique will be called the tiger silhouette, or 侧面虎 in Chinese. It is also known as the high angler horse. As mentioned before, this would be the position for the elbow horse, the angler horse. If the horse were at this position, it would be called the high angler horse. And the following checkmate would be one of the basic ways of using this very powerful attacking technique. So to begin with, red would check and then check, and once the horse is at this position, the black king can only move forward. So red will continue to deliver a check, and the king is forced backwards. So at this point, red will use a discovered check, force the king back to the bottom rank, and finish off the tiger silhouette. This attacking technique is very commonly seen in everyday play, over the top play, and even in major competitions, and remains one of the most potent ways of winning the game. And it is also especially deadly, because from its original position, the horse will only need 1, 2, 3 moves to get to the high angler horse position. The next attacking technique will be called the octagonal horse. An octagonal horse, by definition, would mean that the horse was placed at the direct opposite corner of the enemy king in the enemy's palace. By doing so, the horse would essentially immobilize the black king, because it will have this intersection and this intersection covered. The chariot would then be used to deliver a checkmate, either in this way or in such a way. There's something to note. An octagonal horse is defined as mentioned before. It must be placed in the direct opposite corner of the palace with the enemy king. So if this were the case, and it will be different from the pale corner horse as mentioned earlier, which does not necessarily need the king to be in the opposite corner. And although the four corners of the palace can be known as the palace corners or pale corner for short, by definition, or it is most commonly used to refer, the pale corner would be most commonly used to refer to the palace corners on the cannon rank of the enemy's palace. The next attacking technique will be called the white horse checkmate technique, or the white horse attacking technique. When the horse is positioned at this place, either here or here, it will be called the golden hooked horse. And the horse, when placed in this manner, will usually attack with the pale corner horse technique. However, there has been some confusion with the terms in Chinese, and there are many other names to this kill, some including Li Ma Che, Le Ma Che, etc. In Tu Jingming's Xiangqi dictionary, he simply defined such a kill as a clever combinational kill. And I've chosen to call this attack the white horse checkmate technique, as one of the Chinese names would be Bai Ma Xian Ti, or simply translated would be the white horse showing its hooves. So in this position here, red would use the white horse checkmate to end black's misery. First, a chariot is sacrificed, and the pale corner horse checkmate will be utilized. If the king moved forward, red will checkmate in this manner. The next attack will be called the spring horse attack. The Chinese name will be called Pa Huang Ma in Chinese, and it's essentially a discovered check that will lead to a checkmate. So in this position, red will achieve a checkmate with this discovered check. By using the chariot to capture the central advisor, the black king cannot move, and the red horse will be delivering the check. So this will be a checkmate in essence, and this attacking method is also commonly seen in many games. There are many more ways of attacking or clever use of this combination to achieve spectacular kills in everyday play or in matches. There are so many ways to use this, and I'll be going through a few examples to show the might of the Chariot-Horse combination later on. Okay, a few examples to show the various ways of attacking with the Chariot-Horse combination. This position was from a book by the late international arbiter Zhu Baowei in his introductory manual to Xiangqi. It's quite a very nice position. Before we go on to red's attack, you can see that black will only need to play this and win with the white horse checkmate if black were allowed to go first. So red would have to find a way to resolve this checkmate and try to launch or mount an attack of his own. So how would red go on to win the game? Check. The black king cannot move forward, or the red chariot would simply checkmate. So after retreating the king, red would use his chariot as a discovered check, and capture the black chariot here. This would force the black chariot to move here, and red will use his horse to block the black horse from the white horse attack. And by doing so, the central file will be open, and red will be able to checkmate with p5 plus 1 or p5 equals to 4. So the spring horse technique used by red is very powerful in the sense that discovered attacks or discovered checks can be used as a means of achieving the final winning position. This position is from a contemporary book by Liu Limin, who had created many interesting puzzles in the book. In this position we can see that black is only one move, p4 plus 1, p3 plus 1, p3 equals to 4, away from a checkmate. So red's chariot, horse and pawns seem to be dispersed and disorganized. So how would red manage to achieve a win? Check, check, check again. So at this position, because of the angular horse, black can only defend in this manner, and this will be the perfect time for the angular horse checkmate. Checkmate. This position was reached in 2001 in the Chinese National Team Championships. Red was Grandmaster Xiangqi and his opponent was Grandmaster Liu Dianzhong. It would be red's turn to move. So how did Grandmaster Xiangqi defeat Grandmaster Liu Dianzhong? Okay, at this point, the red chariot had managed to change from a closed chariot to an open chariot, and this would be the move that this was a shot out of the blue. Grandmaster Liu Dianzhong did not dare to capture the red horse. If he did, it will be a checkmate very soon. Red will still win if the advisor was moved in the other position. So at this point, black cannot capture the red horse. So how did Grandmaster Xi continue his attack? Check, a sacrifice. By sacrificing his horse, the cannon would be moved backwards, and red could now threaten to capture the cannon and also the elephant with this move because the red chariot will now be blocking the elephants from linking up together. In the match, black played c7 plus 1, although a better move could have been k5 equals to 4 to sacrifice his cannon, but even so, red would have the material advantage and it would be just a matter of time before red would win. So in the match, black tried to protect his central elephant and also protect his chariot with this move, but Grandmaster Xiangqi just went on with his plan. Again, black cannot capture the horse or it will be a very quick checkmate. So Grandmaster Liu Dianzhong tried to trade chariots and relieve some pressure, but Grandmaster Xiangqi ended with an elbow horse attack. At this point, red will be threatening to checkmate with r4 plus 1, and black will lose his chariot and probably the game in just a matter of time. The match ended here. The following moves have been added to show a possible final kill. Check. Check. Checkmate. This board was shown just to demonstrate the might of the elbow horse, and especially when the horse is able to attack and capture the enemy's central elephant. Okay, when talking about the Chariot-Horse combination, a book must be mentioned. It is called the Chariot-Horse Treatise, or Zhuanji, that was written back in the 1930s by a Xiangqi expert called Tian. The book was not published in his lifetime, but was collected and later assimilated into a book that was printed by another endgame specialist called Lin Yuru in the early 1960s. The book contained many examples and studied the chariot-horse combinations in very great detail, and serves as one of the books for modern-day Xiangqi endgame theory. The position shown here would be the first board in the book. There were 100 boards in total, and just to give the viewer a taste of what it was like in the book, I've selected the easiest and perhaps most straightforward example in the book. In this position, the black chariot and the black pawn have already occupied red's third rank. The black king was on the fourth file, relatively far away from red's chariot and horse combination. So what could red do to win the to win? Red will start with advancing his horse to the third file. So with this move, red will threaten to checkmate with r4 equals to 6. At this point, black would have to move k4 plus 1. What would happen if black retreated his king? Red would immediately play h3 minus 4 for the octagonal horse checkmate, and red will be prepared to checkmate with r4 equals to 6. It will be futile for the black chariot to defend in this manner, as it will still be a checkmate. The chariot-horse combination is very lethal in that it can be used in many ways, and the position of the horse is relatively mobile and interchangeable. So back to the game. If black pushed his king forward to the cannon rank, red would continue with h3 minus 5. This would be the key move in the entire puzzle, because after this move, no matter what black played, the horse will be able to counter appropriately, and black will not be able to escape unscathed. So if black retreated his king, this would be what would happen. Red will retreat his horse to the angular horse position and threaten to checkmate with r4 equals to 6. So, and once the horse was at this position, red would checkmate with r4 equals to r4 plus 3. If black had not retreated his king but had advanced it to the cannon rank instead, red will go for the octagonal horse checkmate. And once the horse reaches here, there will be no way that black can prevent or resolve red's r4 equals to 6 checkmate. Hence, after this position, if black were to capture the horse, check, and the red chariot would take revenge for his horse, and red would go on to win very easily. One final variation. If black tried to move his king to the fifth file, the central file, what would happen? Again, the red horse would pin and immobilize the black king with h5 equals to 7, h5 plus 7, and red will be prepared to checkmate with r4 plus 1. At this point, one might wonder if black have tried to master or orchestrate a counter attack of his own. Check, and black's attack would run out of steam, so there would still be no way to prevent red's r4 plus 1 checkmate. So the book shown here would be the original Chariot-Horse treatise, and there were 100 parts that were in the book. It was published in the late 1950s or 1960s, and they serve as the fundamentals of modern endgame theory and technique. I've translated the book into English recently as a tribute to the greats of Xiangqi. And that will reach the end of this tutorial. I tried to shorten it, but there were simply too many examples on the Chariot-Horse combination. Many of them are very brilliant. So all this information should help the beginner know more about one of the most important and most commonly used tactical combinations in Xiangqi. And like I mentioned before, the Chariot-Horse combination should be easily relatable to international chess, as the pieces are the same, and it might even help you play international chess. So thank you, and please subscribe to my video channel, my YouTube channel, if you like it. Thanks a lot.